learning opportunity because this is where most people get stuck. Now, you guys are Chart Addicts members, so you have a little bit more experience with this than most. But we didn't have any confirmations. We just had bullish candle, and then bullish candle. And we're just entering above the zones and shit. So there's no real candle confirmation, except when you go to the higher time frames and realize that we're taking this trade because of the 88.6 rejection that hasn't happened yet. So when the market is doing, let's just let me draw a fib here. When the market wants to continue and it comes down to the 88.6 and then it starts to break under it, I always tell you guys, most of my entries are going to be under the 88.6 zone for the buys. This gives you a much better risk and reward, much better execution, and you can obviously risk higher. Not as a percentage of the account, but just overall lot sizes that you're using and position sizing. You can go heavier because your stop loss is a lot smaller. And so I'm trading this not because I've seen any rejections. There's no candlestick patterns that really indicated that this thing was ready to turn around. But just the fact that we have not rejected through the 88.6 yet, this little rejection here on the daily doesn't cut it. A rejection down below this consolidation range would be perfect for a correction. So that's what I'm waiting for. I've already taken the short positions. I made a mistake this morning, y'all. I entered prematurely and I closed a trade with minimal losses. And then I wasn't forced, but I had to re-enter the top if I wanted to be in the trade. So I did close out that first trade prematurely, but the re-entries are doing great so far. Loading a cool 600, 500 books, about 0.25%. Not bad. And if you all were watching yesterday, make sure you guys drop a like if you're watching this on YouTube. It would mean the world to me, and I appreciate all of you guys hopping on for another incredible New York live trading stream from your boy Roy Jr., co-founder, Chart Addicts, aka the Nas Whisperer, aka the NASDAQ GOAT, aka Nas Sniper, aka John Wick. Is there a creative play on words with John Wick and NASDAQ? Naswick. I don't know. It's too early in the morning for this. We'll figure that one out. Ladies and gents, I'm already in the shorts. If you remember the live stream from yesterday, I want to point your attention to the trade that was called and how long it actually took to play out. So this was the original trade idea. Price was consolidating for, this is the hourly time frame. We entered off of this candle. We had a re-entry off this candle. So you would think 1, 2, we go 1, 2, 3, 4 hours before this thing even started moving away from our entry and we went into profits. So just because we take a trade in this 45-minute session doesn't mean it's going to fully play out in the 45 minutes. It may take longer. And that's what we saw yesterday. This was the trade. And then we ended up getting almost a 2-to-1 risk and reward, and then about 95 points to the downside. So all in all, it was a very beautiful trade. We took it from the top of that consolidation range to the very bottom. And and then we ended up having a higher low form here, which is what we talked about yesterday. When the market's bullish, we had a break of the previous high, higher lows, and then now this thing is pushing up. What I'm banking on is a correction back down to the bottom of the range before we continue. But again, very risky because we don't have any candle confirmations. I'm basing this trade strictly off of the strategy on the higher timeframes. So at some point in the next day or so, the market will be back under the 88.6. So I did take a bit of a risky position here, but it's in my session of that 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We've already had a break above this, like yesterday's consolidation. We haven't had a real correction under the 88.6. So that's kind of what I'm banking on here. Keep in mind, overall in the higher time frames, I'm bullish on stocks. If we look at the daily and the weekly, even though we're due for a retracement, that doesn't mean that the market direction is going to change. I'm still bullish because of market sentiment. Everybody's still risk on. Fundamentals, the economy is still holding strong, so no rate hikes as of now. Fed policy being a big one. And then obviously, I think just sentiment is the biggest one, because sentiment is based off of monetary policy, fundamentals, taking it all in, and then making a decision based off that information. So I'm gonna have a better trade idea here very soon. To be honest, taking sells with no confirmations, not the smartest trade idea. So that's the risk that I'm gonna personally take. But I will let you all know straight up this is not one of those high probability trades. This yesterday, this was a high probability trade for sure. This, not really. The high probability trade for today's session is either a breakback under the 200, retest and drop. So the retest would be a higher probability entry, and then a push back in to these lows at about 15,100 for longs, maybe even a little bit lower. These would be high probability buy entries. The retest here would be high probability sell entries. Everything else is just kind of like fingers crossed. I hope this thing works out. Reminder that there is news today. I believe that Jerome Powell is actually speaking right now. If I'm not mistaken. We have Waller speaking today, and then actually it was Wednesday, I'm pretty sure, where both of them are speaking. Yeah, we did this yesterday. Tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day. Where's Waller speaking again? Bank of St. Louis conference. This is actually a pretty big deal, but very boring nerd speak. So we'll come back to this later. I'll make a video basically summarizing what has happened in that very technical speech. All right. Cool. USD JPY still running. No retest in sight. 151.7 is the next take profit. 151.7. Okay, we just spoke about gold yesterday. We have the first rejection. This thing's going to fly. Oh my God. Oh my. Oh my. Whoa. This is how I would structure this trade. Stops below the previous low, even though it's a little bit wider than what most people expect. No, it's only 13 points. Yeah, this is a really, really good trade. We got the 88.6 rejection, daily support. We have this we have two candles on the 4 hour that closed above that support. Massive liquidity grab, and then the body of the candle closed above. Now we have this next candle giving us a prime entry. If I go to the smaller time frames, we can see this almost double bottom entry. Yeah, y'all, I'm gonna be real. If you're a gold trader, yeah. And I'm gonna post this so I can hit the I told you so. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You guys can come back and tell me I told you so. But that looks about as straightforward as it can possibly be. All right. If any of you guys had attended the second day of the NAS100 masterclass, was it better than the first day? Did I promise you guys an absolute heater of a masterclass for those that attended and registered and secured their seat for the NAS100 masterclass? Let me know in the comments section. How was it? Overall experience? Overall experience. Let the folks know, man. Let the folks know. Because what I realize is a lot of people are just waiting for one or two pieces of key insight that could change their trading. And I think that's what we provided yesterday. I think I did a really, really good job of breaking down the concept simply. And we ran out of time. Guys, we ran for an hour and a half and time flew. There was not enough time to cover all the concepts we needed to. Chris said, I loved it. Great class, man. I can't wait to go back through it. Yep. Roy's doing God's work. Juan Rodriguez. Can you check US30? No. Luke says, hell yeah. The best technical class I've ever gone to. S trading. Art says it keeps getting better. Whew. Somebody take a screenshot of that. That made me happy. He said, shorts. Look, y'all, do not trade the same way that I'm trading. I am taking this is a very risky trade. Yesterday's trade idea had so many confirmations behind it. It was part of the day trading model. It was in the right time, the right session. Right now, I'm kind of taking this was a more discretionary trade, but it's still based on a higher time frame confirmation. So when you get to a certain point in trading where you've seen the same patterns over and over again, you start to use something called your intuition, which is like a sixth sense, which is a gut feeling of like, I have a gut feeling that this thing is going to pop. I have a gut feeling that this person's very shady. I got a gut feeling that, that it's going to rain today. Like you just have an intuitive sense. And what you're doing is your subconscious mind is deducing information. So using deductive reasoning by taking a bunch of info, synthesizing it down, and trying to make like a guess about what's going to happen. So this trade would not be one of those trades that fits all the criterias of the strategy. Instead, this one's a little bit more discretionary, which is why I say wait and give this thing some time. I do not take the same trade I'm taking. Let this thing, trust me on this one. There's better trades coming later in the session. Looking forward to tonight, me and you both. Prophet says, what's up? Yep. Just curious, do you think the euro and NAS100 have any correlation? No, the only correlation they have is that they both, like the dollar is kind of based in both. The NASDAQ is quoted in US dollars, and Euro USD is obviously it's quoted in US dollars. So I guess the only similarity is that whatever happens with the DXY has an impact on both, just by default. But I wouldn't say there's any direct correlation there. Like no rejection at the daily 886 is crazy. Like a little minor rejection, but nothing. That's just nuts to me. But it also goes to show how aggressive the markets are. When the market starts, when the market stops caring about price levels, and it doesn't do it doesn't do a typical retracement at some of these price zones, it will liquidity grab more aggressively than usual. What it goes to show is that markets are way more aggressive than we're giving them credit for. Like people have a lot more interest in buying the US stocks than we're giving them credit for. Economists today are split between two camps. It's people that think that the market is out of their mind and we're going to see a market crash before next year, and people that think that naturally the stocks are going to go up because we've had too many emergencies this year that should have crashed markets and they didn't. So the Ukraine-Russia war, when everyone thought that it was World War III, we started to see stocks absolutely crash. As soon as everyone realized, okay, this conflict is horrible, but it's contained, and it's most likely going to remain in the borders of that conflict, that's where everyone had a relief bounce. So every time something happens in the world that could potentially threaten World War III, markets panic. And then what happens is, as soon as we all realize that it's not World War III, this is not going to spill over into other countries, the Gaza and Israel conflict or the Palestine-Israel conflict will remain within the borders of Palestine and Israel. That in and of itself gives the markets that relief bounce. And that's what we've been seeing. So markets are very aggressive. Even the people that are bullish on stocks, I don't think they expected this much inflow and this much risk sentiment to be prevalent in the markets. Risk sentiment is when investors and traders are willing to go further out into the risk curve, meaning they're willing to trade and invest in securities that are way riskier than what they typically do in order to make returns. Why do people do that? When times are good, people take more risks. When people take more risks, they get themselves in trouble. When they get themselves in trouble, we create bad times. Make sense? When times are good, people start whiling. And so people think that times are good, and so therefore they are whiling. Has last night's recording been posted to the NAS100 Bootcamp? Yes, it has. Mo says the course was amazing. Mo, I appreciate the feedback, brother. He says, Mo, we're always on the same page with gold. Bro, y'all send me a signal, bro. Send me a signal. Yeah, y'all, my optimism that this thing is going to come back is starting to dwindle here. All right, we got this daily support right here. We got the push up. Ideally, we want to see a pull back all the way back to this entry to 15,116. That's typically what we see. We have a push up and then a massive retest. So I'm not going to close these two trades prematurely. It's either going to do stop loss or I'm going to catch this thing on the retracement back in and close out these trades and profits. Not the best execution today. Didn't really have a lot of confirmations. And I'll tell you guys something. The strategy Tuesday is typically one of the worst days for the strategy. For my trading personally, I've noticed that Tuesdays are by far the worst performing days. I used to think it was Fridays and some of these like Mondays. Don't trade Mondays. I've made a significant amount of money on Mondays this year, and I feel like most of my losing trades, and you guys can see it in the live streams, have come from trading on Tuesdays. Expecting some kind of retracement, trying to trade with the original direction, and just not finding that same trend as Monday. So I'm gonna show you guys what patience does. Yes, I'm in drawdown. Any rational person would be like, yo, Roy, it's not coming back to the entry, bro. Just close everything right now. Thankfully, I'm not that rational. And thankfully, if you want to be a successful trader, you have to have a little bit of optimism and a little bit of confidence in your system. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have confidence that my system will prevail, meaning that we will come back under that original entry for the retracement, and I'll be able to close these trades in profits instead of a loss. Now, with that being said, I have already accepted the risk of this trade. Never take a trade position without the understanding that you could lose. And so I've risked myself appropriately. I'm only risking what I can afford to lose on this trade, or what I am comfortable with losing on this trade based on the rules I've set. And so at this point, I'm willing to let it play out. And my stop loss is not this wide, by the way, just so I can give you guys some context here. I went above the previous high of 310 right there. So I am in drawdown, don't get me wrong, but I am going to just wait for that pullback and see if we get a correction here. Granted, I know that I could be wrong, and I understand this. Okay, is that why we saw US30 dip so hard past few weeks ago when Israel and Palestine began? Yeah, everyone's always scared that this is going to spill over into a global conflict. And when there's a global conflict, stocks and technology and all that shit goes out the window. The only thing that really does well is industrial stocks. US30 may do well because some of the defense contractors are in the S&P 500 index. I don't know if any of them are in US30, but you can see like Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, and some of those companies, they all see massive gains during wartime. What is day 2 video replay going to be up? It's already up, man. It's already up. He said, I was pretty sure your stop loss wasn't that big. Yeah, I mean, it was put up on the daily. From fundamental point of view, how do you see correlation between two currency pairs based on interest rate decisions? For example, Euro AUD effect on Euro because of AUD interest rate hike. Oz, this is the basics of Forex. And so I would honestly just recommend you guys, I don't even know how I'd say this. Like, we got a course explaining this stuff, but this is the basics of Forex. Forex, what you're doing is you're not trading currencies, you're trading the relativity between two currencies, how one currency affects the other. And so, of course, so every single currency pair has two pieces. There's the quoted currency and there's the base currency. Changes to either one could have an effect on the pair. And so if one central bank makes a decision, it could impact that pair. The question is which currency in that pair has the most amount of volume. For most, USD pairs, the USD has all the volume. So if you look at the major currencies between GBP, Euro, Yen, and the DXY, whatever you're being paired with, especially if it's a minor currency or even an exotic currency, the US dollar or the majors will have the most pull. Whatever Euro's doing, if it's crashing, EU will most likely crash. If the dollar's going up, it doesn't really matter what the yen is doing. If the dollar is pushing aggressively, chances are the USD JPY will follow the dollar. Whichever one, whether it's the quoted or the base currency that has the most amount of volume, or that's the major, that's typically the one that has the most impact on the currency pair. About as simple as I can make it. Email us at info@chartaddictsfx.com if you guys can't access the bootcamp recordings. There it is. All right, this is looking horrible. I guess this was the low of the day. We had a push up at the market open, and this was the market open retest, I guess. Now this thing's just flying to the moon. I hate aggressive markets. Unless I'm on the right side, right? So I'm really trying hard not to close this thing prematurely because I want to let it play out, but this is just like I know what the market is doing at this point. I was expecting some kind of pullback because of how high we are in the range. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other institutional traders are thinking the same because we're trying to sell at a very, very high, at a premium price. With that being said, whenever the market gets to the sell entry, you're going to see buyers just aggressively push in, kick everybody out, and then have the move. I'm afraid that that's what's happening right now. I may have gotten caught in the middle of that correction, and that's fine. I accepted the risk of the trade, but if you guys are watching, because I know a bunch of you guys may have showed up late, maybe you guys are just looking to enter trades or whatever, the reality of what's happening right in front of you, because I really don't want to hear none of the bullshit later about, oh, bro, I took the sells or whatever. I took a trade prematurely. I am holding it not because I see confirmations that it's going to continue, but just based off of the principle of the strategy. This is not a high probability trade, and I will most likely lose this. So before your smart asses in the chat saying it's going up, clearly I can see it. I got to lay in the bed that I made. I took the trade and took on the risk. I have to let it play out, and that's the situation that we're in. So don't go taking this trade and going off talking shit later, whatever. We're all on the same page about what's happening. Joseph Rangel says, no, bro, stop gambling. All right. Can I get a moderator to kick Joseph Rangel out of the stream? Guys, just don't tell me what to do. I'm letting y'all into my system and how I trade. Letting y'all see my mindset and decision making, whether I win or lose, putting it all out there, putting my reputation on the line, because if I lose, there's going to be people with shit to say. Don't come onto my streams and tell me how to trade or tell me what to do. Start throwing commands around like dance, monkey, dance. No. Let's get on the same page about what this relationship looks like. I'm letting y'all see my trading. I'd be doing this by myself. Otherwise, I'm entertaining as hell. So I gotta be on camera. It's the only way. He says, damn, bro, you're losing now. Bro, you guys, this is craziness. Bro, didn't I assign moderators? Where the fuck are my moderators? Okay, well, I guess I got to do everything myself. Way more added pressure trading live. I respect it. It is what it is. Is it I'll smack the trash talk out of who? I don't know, guys. Look, I don't give a fuck. I'm in a losing trade. I'm already losing money. Opinions are not going to hurt my feelings. I still think NAS is going to drop pullback. I know, but it's just look, just because your strategy is solid, when the market wants to throw a temper tantrum and kick us out of the trade because there's too much open interest on the sell side, they're going to get very nasty. And this is what's happening right now. It's like they're getting very nasty. No corrections, no pullbacks like we normally see at the market open. I've been trading the market open for years, about 4 years now. Trust me when I say I understand the psychology and I understand the price behavior of NASDAQ at the market open. I know when this thing is purposely kicking everybody out ruthlessly. It'll get to a sell zone that is high probability, and then it'll give us just enough of a rejection to have sell interest open, and then it'll just smash until there's no more sell orders. I know the trade that I'm in, guys. I fucked up. It is what it is. But I have to lay in the bed that I made and give it a chance to play back out. And just because there's a chance that it comes back doesn't mean it's not going to be, it's going to be a nasty fight. Based off of this action, I don't see this thing coming back to the zone. So it is what it is. I honestly see the same thing you're seeing today. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. I really wish I didn't stream today because I woke up a little tired. I said I wasn't going to stream, and then I went out, did a run, realized that, I kind of got my energy back. I got some clarity. I really, really wished I had just not traded today, but it is what it is. Roy always said trading is never certain, which is number one, why we manage risk. Of course. So it's part of the game. Yep. NAS may return. It may or may not, guys. Chances are I'm going to get kicked out of my trade here in a sec. So fuck it. Accept the risk of your trades. Manage your risk accordingly, and be an adult when you lose. Be an adult when you win. Don't sit there and start to take credit for all the wins, and take credit, or be an adult when you lose. I'm closing these losses. I don't give a fuck. Well, looks like stops already got hit. Cool. Fun day. Said you showing the transparency? Yeah, I know. And truthfully, I want to give everybody enough credit to be mature enough to understand that losing is part of the game. Obviously, you guys know that I'm streaming live in front of hundreds of people and I took a loss. It is what it is. Um, but I really do hope that people have that level of maturity to understand that that losing is a part of trading. There's always going to be a percentage of traders, maybe like 20, 30%, that the concept of like losing as part of the game will never make sense to them. It's like their brain is calcified into a framework of life that you can find a thing without losing. You can find a strategy that you will never have to lose. And so what they'll do is they'll lose for many years looking for that strategy until they're either broke or until they're mentally devastated. So you guys can see this even in the comments section on the streams. A lot of us understand that losing is part of the game. If you have a system that's 70% effective, that has a 70% win rate, for every 100 trades you take, you're going to lose 30 of them. It's part of the process. But there's a lot of people who I don't know what's wrong with their brain. They just cannot fathom the idea that losing as part of a system. And so every time they lose, it becomes this big deal. It's like this consequential event that happened. So you guys will see that split. I want you to be the more mature trader and to realize that you might lose sometimes, and how you handle losses is everything. This is the truth of trading. People always only show the good side. Well, you can see why. Roy literally loses 1 out of 100 trades. His strategy is the most reliable I've ever seen. Jasmine, I appreciate that. When I lose, and this is the fucked up thing about like being on social media and live streaming all this dumb shit, is that you could have 100 winners and people will only remember the one loser. You know, you'll have people being like, "Yeah, bro, you're losing on the streams, whatever, whatever." I mean, look, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I've been said this, is that if the streams get on my nerves, I'll just stop doing them. I'm going to show you guys win or lose, whether you like it or not. And it's your job to be responsible and to take trades based on your own strategy and not to take the trades I'm taking blindly. I really want you guys to be students and not followers. And so today, the fact that I said I shouldn't stream today, and then I said I'm in a risky ass trade, and then I said there's literally no confirmations for this trade, I'm just basically taking a random trade. You really do need to have some introspection to learn. There was a lot of warning signs here not to take this trade. All right. Granted, I made the mistake, so it doesn't mean that you have to as well. Course is amazing. Had last night's recording been posted for the NAS? Yep. Bro, is one trade, nothing wild. I know, but it always feels worse when you're trading in front of people. Like being in drawdown by yourself, you're just like, okay, I lost the trade, let me walk away. I have to sit here in this loss for the next 20 minutes with all the eyes on me. That fucking sucks. So that's why I feel like I'm justifying myself. Let me get back to my normally scheduled programming. I don't give a fuck. All right? Lose some money, fuck them. I'm going to make it back. That's how I really feel. How you handle losses is everything. Yeah. Also, I've traded the New York session too. I've seen where they push market up really hard, where they were expecting to sell, and then just to finally sell. Yeah, I know, but the thing is, we've already had that play. We already had the consolidation. We already had the push at the market open. This thing should have rejected by now. If this thing's going to make that real fake out, this is going to be nasty. Really, really nasty. More than likely, this thing is just going to form a new high here. Not like never come back to these zones and just keep pushing up, just based on how aggressive it is. Because it looks like it's gunning to push above these previous highs. And so in a bullish market, once this thing is once it's in intent on breaking the highs, it will break the highs. We're going to end up in new high territory, and then it will come back and retest as support. So another big lesson is we're trading against the direction. Like I know I'm bullish, and I just wanted to sell this thing down to my retest zone so I can buy it. Again, another reason to trade with the trend. Rule 6 of my 10 commandments for NASDAQ. Rule number 6 is the trend is your friend. And the reason for that is every single time I'm in a situation like today, I have broken one of these rules. Oh, God damn it. No retest entry on U30 either. Yeah, these things are just flying. They're grabbing liquidity. There's no sells coming for the indices. Uh, that's so annoying. It's a reminder, everybody, that I'm also human. Like, no matter how good I am at trading and how confident I am in my strategy, nobody likes to lose. It really, it genuinely doesn't get easier. The only thing that changes is what actions you take. In the past, if I was this upset with the decisions I made, I may feel like I need to go make the money back and overtrade and over leverage and just find another opportunity randomly somewhere. The only difference today between me and the old version of myself is that I still feel the same emotion, but I'm not going to do anything about it that might jeopardize my account. I have to just sit here in my loss and accept it. Otherwise, I might do something that could make the situation worse for the account. So you may not you're not going to get rid of these feelings. Nobody likes to lose, and the second that you're okay with losing, you're probably a little off in the head. Competitive edge is something that's natural and biologically inclined in us, and so being okay with losing is just not something that's natural. So, with that being said, the actions you take under a emotionally distressed state will make or break your life. So if you're an athlete and you miss a shot, you feel the emotion of fuck, like I didn't want to miss the shot. Obviously, everyone's watching, your girlfriend, everybody's watching in the stands. If you let it get to your head and you start letting it affect your decision making, you're not making the money. You're not going to redeem yourself. Same with markets. If you're going to beat yourself up over losses or try to make back the loss using irrational behaviors, you're only going to make things worse. So you cannot get away from the emotion, but what you can do is adjust the behavior that's associated with that emotion. Why do I use lines instead of zones? It depends on what I'm watching for. If it's support resistance, I'll use zones. If it's my discount and premium, I'll use lines. Bro, I want dinner with Roy. I'm in the masterclass as trade drip. Oh, Kevin, that's you? I'm in the masterclass. I've been trading NAS. I got 3 funded accounts currently with my strategy and can honestly say I picked up serious gems on NASDAQ from him. Kevin, I appreciate that feedback. If anyone's looking to do personal coaching with me, I only have spots for 2 more people in November. I'm only going to take on 2 more people because honestly, any more than that, it's starting to get like it's starting to become like a thing, like where it's a significant part of my day. So I'll take on 2 more students. You guys can either do 3-day coaching, 5-day coaching, or the full 14 days. I'll be honest, I just do not have the time for the full 14 days coaching. So the only things that are currently available are 3-day coaching and 5-day coaching. These are 3 sessions or 5 sessions. We will focus on everything from reviewing your strategy, reviewing your performance results by looking at your data, figuring out where is the flaw in your trading, looking at your mindset, psychology, and perspective towards trading to see if there's any flaws, holes, or potential improvements we can make. And then most importantly is optimizing your system and your strategy. I'm not here to teach you guys a new strategy during the coaching. It's whatever you're using, we're going to make it better. There is always a way to improve your results by either getting a better entry, reducing your risk, reducing the amount of time you spend in drawdown, setting better goals so you can get funded and move on to the next step. I'm looking forward to coaching as many students as possible because I know that personal coaching has the most impact on traders. This is how I can genuinely guarantee someone's success is by working one-on-one. So if you guys have been really just wasting money on prop firms, wasting money on just trying to trade and blowing it in an account, you need a sense of direction just to get to the point of success. I highly, highly recommend doing personal coaching. I'm ready. I'm willing. I'm able. Looking for 2 folks. You guys can email us. I'm pretty sure the moderators in the chat will give you some contact info. Have you ever seen NAS fly like this? Yeah, of course. It is crushing short sellers. I have been in a situation where I kept trying to sell on the way up and just kept getting crushed forever. This thing can continue in a straight line up, people. I'm going to tell you this right now. So the 2 options are aggressive first half of the session, correction in the second half. So this is going to be between 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. or push up in the first half, consolidation for a little bit during lunchtime, and then just keep pushing. When this happens, it's trying to crush everybody who is looking for a retracement and short selling. Like myself, I made the mistake today. I was on the wrong side of the market. We hit it off yesterday. That was awesome. Great trade at the 886. Today, I got crushed, but luckily I got out in time. And so I believe that the market can continue pushing because every attempt to short, okay, it has to retrace now. It has to retrace now. It's got to retrace at some point. No, it does not. It can keep taking your money all the way through, which is why I've decided to just take a step back now and allow the market to reset so I do not end up in a situation where I'm trying to sell against a very aggressive market that is looking to just take liquidity. Estes said that spoke life into me, sitting with it, not reacting to the emotions and changing the behavior long term. You got to, man. It fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Sitting down with your losses and looking yourself in the mirror and having to accept it is not fun, but you have to do it. I cannot, like most of us when we got in trouble as kids, the first instinct as a kid is to try to avoid it, right? You might lie. Like, did you break that thing? Be like, no. And they'd be like, did you? Be like, yeah, right? It's like though you want to avoid confrontation and accepting responsibility and accountability for when we fuck up. But the thing about trading is you will never be able to avoid that. So you better become best friends with, that feeling. You better become best friends with human emotions because it will come. You're going to feel like shit when you lose and you're going to have to accept it and sit with it. And you're going to have to granted, I'm not just sitting with it for the sake of sitting with it. I have a video on YouTube that I highly recommend. It's how to handle trading losses. Losses really fall under three categories. It was either the market's fault, in which case it was just like some random market occurrence, maybe some war broke out, nothing that you could have predicted. Those are very rare. It was the system itself. You have a strategy that kind of sucks. You just haven't realized it yet. Or it was the trader. So whenever I lose a trade, I ask myself, was it the market, was it the system, or was it me? Today, it was me, and that's why I'm upset. It wasn't because it was the market or it was the strategy, it was another loss. I did not see any confirmations to really, really have that high probability setup, but I still took the trade. So there's that little bit of disappointment there. Whenever you lose a trade, you got to figure out which one it was. Otherwise, you might be beating yourself up for no reason. If it's part of the strategy, move the fuck on. If you made a mistake, it's important to sit with that long enough to realize why the mistake was made. Okay, so for me, I was a little bit late to the markets this morning, a little bit out of my game, tried to wake myself up doing sprints and all this other stuff, but really wasn't that sharp, didn't see all the confirmations. There were warning signs there. Now, if I'm not willing to sit in this sort of discomfort, I'm not going to identify the warning signs that should have led up to, that should have stopped me from trading today. Okay, so clearly I know the next time I'm confronted with this, I have a choice in the morning. I don't have the energy to live trade. So should I force myself to get up and live stream or just stay away? Next time, I'm going to stay away, folks. If you guys see a message from me that says no stream today, there's no fucking stream. I got to make those decisions a lot better. It just is what it is. It's part of learning to be a public-facing figure while being a trader. These are very, very different things. Yo, Roy, I'm literally learning from your strategy through these streams. I love the 886 rejection on the 5-minute time frame. It's the shit, dude. It's the shit. As long as you can identify it, because this morning I was so, I guess, out of my game. This is the low of the morning. We had a push up and then a retest of the 886. This would have been the most perfect buy entry right here. From the daily low at the 8 a.m. low. Actually, where's the morning low? This is 7:40 a.m. 6:50 a.m. That ain't it. That's it. So the entry would have, so this is the low right before the market opened. This is that little custom session right here. The retest would have been at the 886. Stop loss would have been handsomely below the low. Take profit 1 would be the 61. Take profit 2, and then take profit 3 would have got hit. Be closer for a 2.7 to 1. And then the extension levels would have all got smashed if we had used the 5-minute 88.6 entry. So that's something I wasn't really looking at because the market was too high. I was looking for sells back inside the range, and it is what it is. But at this point, I have no interest of staying on the charts because I'm just gonna have to watch this thing keep flying without me. That's something that I will never master. All right. This is not about FOMO. It's just about why would I sit here and watch? It's like watching the girl. It's like watching a girl that's cheating on you and just like deciding to stay in the room and just watching it. It's like, all right, bro, you realize your life's fucked up. You done got disrespected. Just leave. Right? Don't sit here and watch the pain. That's fucked up. So I'm gonna have to get out of here. I'm not really interested in sitting here and watching this thing fly because we most likely will not get a retest. I'm fine with a bullish market, at least if we get a correction so I can enter. We're not getting a correction. So at this point, I'm just gonna hop off. You learn from the wins and losses. That's true. Drago Banks, your message was deleted. Don't delete people's messages, bro. Just kick them out. I'm not here trying to like censor people. Leave the message up. But these people, it's a privilege to get on the streams. Just kick them off because they want attention. Roy, how do we know when you plan on streaming? I try to stream every single morning, but I tell you guys, turn on your notifications on YouTube. Like it'll literally tell you when I stream. And I wish I could tell you, all right, y'all, I'm going to be streaming every day, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's not my personality. I'm not going to be a stream monkey. I'm going to get on whenever I feel like it. And whenever there's great opportunity, I will try my best to stream every single day. But let's be honest, today I should not have streamed. And so I'm going to be making decisions, to protect my own accounts. Because guys, at the end of the day, my money is the priority. My trading accounts are my priority. And if I'm sacrificing and making decisions that are harmful to my trading account for the purpose of streaming or for the purpose of being a public-facing figure, that's when I'm going to have to make a choice to not be public anymore and to focus on the trading. And so that's what you guys can expect. I will do my best to live stream every day. Don't get butthurt when I don't. And that's the dealio. I just asked about stream quality. Oh, damn. Guys, don't kick people out for stream quality stuff. That's fucked up. It's only when they're being disrespectful. My bad, Drago. This is not communist Russia, bro, or communist China. I'm not here trying to censor people. That cheating point is 100. Walk away, bro. Yep. See you tonight. See you tonight, Walter. I just asked about stream quality. I think that when the Wi-Fi is weak, stream quality suffers. I did just order a new camera because shout out to Jesse. I don't know if you guys know Casper SMC on Twitter. Dude, this guy's shooting in 16K quality. His YouTube reels pissed me off. I got to call him. I was like, Jesse, we're supposed to shoot a Zoom podcast today. And I was like, bro, you are out of your fucking mind if you think I'm about to do a Zoom podcast with you with my video quality looking like this and your video quality looking like you're about to shoot a Steven Spielberg movie. So I had to tell him I'm about to order a new camera, and now the podcast is scheduled for Thursday. I promise I'm working on it, but I don't know if you guys noticed, the audio quality has improved slightly. I have a brand new mic. I have a pop filter. I have a soundproof kind of board thing behind it, so there's less echo. Do you guys notice a difference in the audio or not between the last 150 streams and this one? He said 16K quality is the goal. I don't know if y'all want to see me in that level of quality. Let's just be, I look great in HD. As soon as we get past 8K, it's like I fucking see every single line, every little detail in the face, but leave me alone. He said, it's a lessons. I love the passion. Yeah, I got to get off the stream and go live my life anyways. I still have a bunch of responsibilities. So it is what it is, yo. From a novice trader's perspective, it's a good lesson to see the mistakes happen even from the mentors. Well, it's just the name of the game. We're all human. If you think you're going to be not human one day and just be able to not deal with any of these issues, trust me, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Okay, I have to make a confession. The real reason I'm mad at myself is because on yesterday's stream, do you guys remember how I said I want to buy below the consolidation and sell above it? And this was the buy entry of buy entries. And because I was so fixated on just the market coming down a little bit lower for some fucking reason, I didn't see what was right in front of me, which I had called out in the previous stream. So it is what it is. Good difference on audio, big difference on content. Let's go. I said audio has always been good. I used to use my MacBook Pro audio, and I have nothing behind me. I know I have the CGI background, but I have a wide open room in front of me. So when I'm speaking, the echo is just kind of going all over the room. There's a bunch of sound, that reverb. And so that's why I put the soundboard here with the new microphone. And now there's no sound is going to escape out the other side. A little difference here. Respect from Pakistan. No one can judge the trader by one loss. Keep it up. Yo, we have a very mature audience on here, yo. I just want to say, first off, drop a like. I appreciate you guys getting on here. But this is a more mature audience than I typically see on live streams. Very proud to be on here, and I'm actually very happy to be representing all the traders who are on the stream. One loss does not make or break your trading. Obviously, I'm beating myself up because I hold myself to a higher standard than what I would hold somebody else to. I hold myself to unrealistic standards. So when you guys see me kind of getting hard on myself, I don't need sympathy. I'm not here being like, Roy, it's okay, buddy. Guys, I know if it's okay or if it's not okay. Is losing the trade that big of a deal? No. It's one trade in a series of trades. That's what risk management is for. Am I upset at myself for literally the 5 mistakes I made? Yes, and I should be. The second you become okay or you rationalize making mistakes, that's when you're probably going to make them again. So I need to feel this emotion, and I need to be disappointed in myself to ensure that I never make that mistake again, even when I'm tired. Like, I fucked up because I was just tired. I wasn't really sharp, and I was like, oh, I'll just stream or whatever. I gotta beat myself up. So even in this days of half asleep when I wake up and I have to make a choice between streaming and not streaming and trading and not trading, I'm still gonna make the right choice because that feeling is gonna come up of like, yeah, nah, bro, I'm not making that mistake again. It's holy hell. All right, y'all. I personally can't just keep watching the markets move like this. I'm just gonna get off and go about my day. Do you delete the markups every day? I did see the buy and sell live. Dude, I just fucked up, man. I'll be honest. 3 hours of sleep last night. I fucked up. All right. And I'll even show you guys the stream from yesterday just to really hammer this in. Because it doesn't really make sense. You're like, well, I mean, aren't you just going to catch another trade? Let me show you. This was yesterday's stream. Let me see where I was explaining the both sides. All right, so I wanted to sell above the range too. And so that's kind of the decision. That's the reason I took the sells this morning, is that it hit my 15,200 sell zone, which I identified yesterday. I'm just trying to find where I talked about the next few moves. Okay, here it is. So the first line of defense was that support level down here. And that's kind of where I was looking for that take profit. And the second one was at the second zone. So okay, I don't know. But yeah, basically I had those two levels marked off. And as you guys can see in the stream here, I had the 88.6 marked off at 15. I think it was about 15,100. That's where I have this alert right here. Never got the retest that I was looking for. Never got that retest of that zone again. And this thing just ended up flying. So the idea of like selling it down to our buy entry and buying it up, that was the plan the whole time. And this is why trading against the trend is so stupid. Because at some point you're subconsciously, you want the markets to drop. You have now put in a bet that the market's going to drop, and you're like involved in that sentiment. So it kind of clouded my judgment to realize that like I should have just been looking at the buy sides, and I started to bet on the markets dropping because that's what was in my best interest. Okay. I always enjoy the live streams. Roy, appreciate you, boss, for sure. Dylan, good to see y'all. I got a notification for this stream. Easy as that. Do you delete the markups every day? Nope. See you tonight. Autobahn, I'll see you tonight. Steph, message retracted. Oof. I don't like that. Stand on business. If you're talking shit, stand on business. All right, everybody. I'm going to go rest my brain. I'm going to catch you guys tonight for the third day of the NAS100 masterclass. I guarantee to put everything together, but what I will show you today is how to make money in the strategy. So I lost the trade today, whatever it is. The risk management is what's going to make or break my trading. If I had risked more on these trades than I made yesterday, hedging in and out and all this shit, I'd be a negative. But because I know how to risk, even though I lost this trade, I'm still in profits from yesterday. That's the key. You guys get me? Risk management is going to make or break your results, not the strategy. You could lose a lot of fucking trades as long as you have proper R&R and as long as you have proper risk management, you will make money. And so once I show you the real secrets of how to make money trading, it's like the technicals, a technical strategy that's very profitable will make you money. And a risk management system that has a positive R&R and you're making more than you lose will make you money. You combine both together and you're going to make serious bank. Most people just learn one or the other, and then their technicals usually kills their risk management, or the risk management usually kills their technical strategy. You know, you over leverage, or you just don't trust your strategy, so you're fucking it up. When you have both, that's how you make money. And so I'm excited to put all of that together for you guys tonight. All right, y'all, take it easy. Happy and safe trading this week. I'll catch you guys later and update you on the markets. Peace. All right, Chart Addicts members,